is a member of the Mice Chat Podcast Network. MicePod.com. Now, the podcast that's nearly the same as all the others.
Warning, this show contains childish adult content and is intended for immature, mature audiences. Listener discretion is advised. The views spoken are ours and ours alone, not those of any other bugger. If you're easily offended, we strongly suggest finding another podcast. Everybody neat and pretty, then on with the show.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
Let's put on the show.
Growing older is mandatory. Growing up is optional. Disafterdark, the podcast that's nearly the same as all the others. We dig in a mind the whole day through. It's what it ain't no trick to get rich quick.
Thank you. Yes, hello everyone. Welcome back to the Mouse's Head. I'm Paul.
I'm Nick.
I'm Paul.
There's more. We've got a guest.
I wasn't too sure about that, was you?
Slight. We've got a guest. Would you like to introduce yourself, guest?
Hello everyone, my name's Rob Foster. Blustery day on the boards.
You're quite used to starting with that, aren't you?
Unfortunately,
yeah,
4 years in now.
I know. We'll find out all about these boards. I'm sure there's some cross-pollination of people listening, but hopefully we might have a few that don't, and we'll come on to that in a minute. But gentlemen, what are we drinking?
I've got something themed. Oh, go on, Paul.
Have you?
No, go for it, Nick.
Yeah, if it's themed, go for it, Nick.
When I say themed, what I mean is this week saw the 22nd birthday of Disneyland Paris.
Yeah.
So I thought I would get a beer from France.
Oh, okay.
So it's a lime mint tequila Desperado Verde, brewed in France.
Wow.
Very nice.
Impressive.
Very nice. You've got the Mexican Cava del Tequila theme going on there. You've got the and the French theme. So
it works in so many different ways.
You're making up for the innumerable weeks of Coors Light with lime.
Wow, that's.
We'll forgive you for those now. Paul, Mr. D.
Okay, I went for a 2-for-1, so this is a bit of a stretch, but as golf fans will know, the Masters is on right now.
All right.
I'm gonna go into the snug after we record and watch it on Sky TV in there. But I've got a Masters brewery. That's the make, or that's the brewers.
Okay.
And the beer is called a White Bull. So a la frozen. There we go.
Good.
2-for-1. A little bit of a stretch.
Okay, Rob. Well, welcome to the Mouse's Head. It's nice to know you've been let out of Dibbcast Towers for an hour or so.
Thank you very much. No, it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
What's your beverage of choice?
Thanks for joining us.
Well, I'm a Dorset lad. So one of the local breweries down here, Badger Beer, absolutely fantastic, down in Blandford. They do a cheeky little number called Tanglefoot, which is around about 5. I've got a bottle of that with me.
Yeah.
5%, a good bottle of that, and I'm going to sleep very well after that.
Yes, you've got the whole Tangled theme going on there, but it's affectionately known as Manglehead, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, you're not wrong. It was either that or Bishop's Tipple. I decided to go with Tanglefoot tonight.
Well, I'm going to apologise to all our listeners for any poor audio in advance, just to get that one in there, because I'm kind of sitting at the end of a dodgy internet line somewhere in Southern Europe. So I have had to find a local super Bock. I have no idea how I'm going to fit that into any theme whatsoever. It's just the only beer I can actually find in any hypermarché around here. So, yes.
Can I just, before we go any further, can I just give a quick review of Desperados Verde?
Yeah, far away.
So, I'm sure you're familiar with a Desperado. We've all tried one of those before?
I am aware of its presence.
Mm. So, this tastes like a Desperado, but when somebody wasn't looking, somebody's stuck some Coleman's mint sauce in there.
Interesting.
It is the oddest beer I've ever had the misfortune of tasting.
Dear, oh dear.
And I really wish I went for that brew
creme de
dog that
menthe.
I was looking at. If it had a hint of creme de menthe, it would have been much nicer. Let me tell you that much.
Ooh, pretty.
This is very, very odd indeed.
Oh,
You wish you had another Coors with lime.
My
Yeah.
God, I've got another
Yeah,
two of
I
these
may
to go
pass
after
that
this as
one
well.
Wow.
They're not going to sponsor us, so it's fine. But if anyone does want to sponsor us, of course, they can visit our website at www.disafterdark.com or email us at podcast@disafterdark.com.
Or they can find us on Twitter at Disafterdark or on Facebook at facebook.com/Disafterdark. And we're also on micechat.com.
Well, we are, and Instagram, Pinterest, YouTube, and anywhere else. Mr. Blustery Day,
Yes.
just in case one or two of our listeners don't know where they can find you guys, where can they find you guys?
I come from a podcast called Dibbcast, DIBBcast.com. We're the podcast from a little website, a little forum over here in the UK called the Dibb, THEDIBB, the Disney Internet Bulletin Board.co.uk. And myself, and there's Jeff, there's Grant, there's James, and there's the gorgeous Mel. And all five of us kick around in a mythical Dibbcast Towers, which I think is, if we look around here in the Mouse's Head, it's not dissimilar to its construction.
It has its gothic elements.
It does, doesn't it? Yes, I can see where you're going. I can see where you're going with this. So it's nice to come down to the village out of Dibbcast Towers and pop down to the Mouse's Head. But yeah, I mean, we're a twice monthly podcast and absolutely love it. We've been going for 4 years now.
Good stuff, good stuff. Fantastic. Well, we'll find out a bit more about that. Hence your name, Blustery Day on the boards, those boards. But, yes, it's time for this.
A view of the news with Disafterdark.
So has anyone got any news for us?
Yes.
Oh, far away.
Okay. So there's a few Seven Dwarfs related things on the internet recently. So there's the CGI Mine Train video, which shows you like a mock-up. Did you guys see that one?
I avoided that one, actually.
I saw it anyway. I don't like. I'll go for spoilers whenever I can.
Is this the 30-second blink and you'll miss it kind of preview? Yeah.
Very quick, yeah. But the one that I really was impressed by was the video of the dwarfs, the animated or animatronic figures, bringing in some new technology there in terms of the eyes moving and closing and the faces. Thought that was really impressive. Did you guys see that?
Funnily enough, that one I actually did. For anyone that's not seen the video, and if you don't want to hear the spoiler, cover your ears now. But I thought the technology was seemed to be more of an advanced version of what they had for Buzz Lightyear's Ranger Spin.
Yeah.
Where it's kind of like front projected.
That's right.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah, but at the same time, it does. I mean, I think that's quite clever anyway. But I do think this looks like a more impressive version of that technology. So it's obviously the next step up. But yeah, I mean, I thought that looked pretty cool actually. To be fair.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be open anytime soon. So by the time we get out there, it'll be open. Fantastic.
Yep. See you there in August.
Yes, see you there. Not rubbing it in at all, Nick.
I was going to say, not jealous. No, I'm not jealous either, at all.
I'm not. The wife is threatening with divorce at the moment because we're not going this year. I hope you know that. So I mean, this is just really rubbing salt into the wounds.
She doesn't listen anyway.
That is true. And if she does listen to it, hello. So I picked up a little bit of news,
you want
actually.
to yoo-hoo, family. Sorry.
Big winter blowout.
Someone been drinking this birdie when I've not been looking. So yeah, there's a few things I picked up on. The one that I thought was very interesting was the new attraction coming to Universal Studios in Hollywood, which is Fast and Furious. Now they've been talking about doing a Fast and Furious attraction for years now. I mean, I remember hearing rumblings about that in the early noughties. I think when the third film came out, but they've finally confirmed that there is one in progress. Now it looks like it's just going to be, or it is going to be, just an add-on to the studio tour.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking a new finale. I read somewhere that they're talking about replacing Kong with it. Now, I don't actually see that myself.
Especially seeing as there are rumours about a new Kong based on Peter Jackson's.
Yeah. That's right. I thought they were going to put Kong back into Orlando.
That's right. I mean, obviously, Kong in Hollywood is the Pete Jackson film, and it's been there for about 4 years now, or something like that. I think it opened 5 years, maybe.
That shows how much I know.
But well, no, that's obviously what replaced the animatronic. But Florida is supposed to be getting a version of that. That's part of the Tram Tour, but it's not the end part of the Tram Tour. So, from what I understand, this Fast and the Furious bit is going to be added on towards the end of the Tram Tour. I wouldn't say, to be honest, I don't support taking one big attraction away from the Tram Tour and replace it with something else. You'd want to add it on as another reason to go on the Tram Tour, surely. So I think some might have just got their wires crossed with that. But it does it does sound very good. The details are out there if you want to go and read the press release. And yeah, I mean, let's be honest, it's a franchise that's going to keep on going.
At least it's going into a Universal park, because otherwise they'd move it into a Disney park, and they couldn't do it with Cars, because they've just done that now. So it would have to be a skinning of Autopia, which would be the worst. It wouldn't be Fast or Furious, would it? It would be the...
Well, it'd be fairly quick and slightly annoying.
The sluggish
slow
and
and guided rail.
The sluggish and miffed.
It reminds me of that line in The Simpsons when Sideshow Bob's getting away in the White Brother plane, which is he's getting away slowly. Yeah. That would sum up Fast and Furious ride for me if it was Autopia.
Yeah. Oh, so, Rob, we're going to test you. Anything you've noticed on the Disney horizon?
Oh gosh, well, unfortunately, it's a Small World's 50th anniversary this week, wasn't it?
It was, yes.
It's not.
So we should all hang our heads in shame.
Well, I don't know. We released on our podcast feed. We did release the duet between the pub singer and Tom Amin. To great aplomb.
I hope.
Yeah.
I'm really hoping that the pub singer makes an appearance tonight, I've got to say, because half the reason I came down to the Mouse's Head was to see the pub singer.
Yeah, he's here. He's warming his sequin jumpsuit up in the wings. So
is he the one slumped over the bar asleep?
Yeah.
Oh,
wait to spoil the illusion.
We were hoping you hadn't. Yeah, don't tell everyone. We were hoping that people believed he had a star-spangled dressing room, but no. He's damn it, you. Yes, 50th. Yeah. It's lasted. Well, there you go. It's a ride you've still got to go on just to torture yourself. It's there. Has to be done.
Yeah, I guess. I was just reading some of the backstory about it. Obviously, it was the whole World's Fair thing of 64 and 65. But I didn't realise that the original theme and the original was supposed to be all the different national anthems. And then they just had to scrap it, and hence the reason they've gone for this one single song. But you could just imagine the cacophony that would have been all the different national anthems as you're going through.
Yeah.
Actually, on the other hand, perhaps I would have just stuck with that rather than listening to that song for
some of them,
20 minutes.
Some of them are really good, but I was at England versus Macedonia ladies football the other week.
Weren't we all?
Yes. There were a lot of people there, but the
Macedonian hot ticket.
Yeah, give the Macedonian national anthem a chance. It's a piece of Cold War history. Marvellous piece. So yeah, that one will be great.
Stirring stuff, is it?
Yes, definitely. If you're that way into goose stepping. And there we go. There goes any Macedonian listeners we may have once had.
Other types of stepping is available.
Mm-hmm. Oh, dear. Well, I figured this one. I was expecting one of you to mention it, but you've thankfully kindly left it for me, which was nice of you, because it's in keeping with the theme of the show. Epcot After Hours Wind Down.
Yeah.
From
yeah.
From the conclusion of Illuminations through to 11 p.m. Some of the locations, La Cava del Tequila, Rose and Crown Pub, Spice Road in Morocco, Tutto Gusto in Italy, are offering a beverage sampling and a selection of small bites for your delectation. After hours. At an extra cost of $35.
It doesn't say how long it's going to go on for, does it?
No. Well, it's up until 11, isn't it? That's
well,
it.
I mean through the year. Like, is it a permanent thing, or is it just for flower and garden?
What the dates we've got?
I thought it was. Yeah, go ahead.
Through till September 15th this year.
All right.
Yeah.
They're trying it at the moment, so it will be there while I'm out there.
Yeah.
Chance of me having a 7-year-old and a 4-year-old hanging around asleep until 11 while I'm in a bar. It's worth a try.
Sounds like
you could send them home, Paul.
Yeah, it's worth a try. I could. Yeah, I'll have to drive them home and then get a taxi back. The benefits. So yeah, that looks quite nice. Obviously, reservations can be made at www.disneyworld.com/spring or by calling 407 WDW-DINE. Yeah, whatever that translates into in numbers. I don't know.
Yeah, don't dial that in the UK because that won't connect you to anything.
No.
That's purely for our American listeners.
Yeah, you could try it, but I guarantee it will be beep.
Or maybe Pizza Hut.
Yeah. Epcot After Hours Wind Down doesn't include any discounts, nor is available on your Disney dining plan. So
may result in hair loss, shrinkage.
Yeah.
Too late.
Too many people on various forums complaining about drunkards in Epcot.
such as the Dibb, I imagine.
Indeed. Yeah. It's been known.
Does the Ultimate Warrior dying constitute as Disney news? No, it doesn't. But never mind. I said it anyway.
Feel free. Yeah.
The Ultimate Warrior's dead. I'm sorry if you listened to this and you didn't know, but he died. In theme park news, because I don't leave on a downer or unrelated.
All right, carry on.
Going back to a park you've only been talking about recently on other shows, Battlestar Galactica Universal Studios in Singapore.
Yes.
Heavy rumours that they're pulling it out of the park.
That's some serious still work they're ripping down, if that's the case.
Now, there was apparently a statement made on the website that said this was happening, but it looks like nothing official. What people are thinking is happening is one, a possible retheming, because Battlestar Galactica isn't quite as hot as it was. Well, to be honest, even when the ride opened, the show had been off the air for a while.
Yeah.
I mean, the remake, obviously, not the 1978 or 1980 version. But yeah, so they're talking about either retheming or new cars, because obviously I think that's probably one of the biggest problems with the ride in the first place. That the ride kept breaking down because of the vehicles. So it could be that they're just being replaced.
Okay, they're not tearing the track down, just the...
Well, not yet. As I said, if you read the first release, it suggested that it would all be going. But yeah, I think really it's just a case of they're just trying to work out the best way of getting the ride to work without having to rip everything down.
I was going to say, if they don't really want it, all they've got to do is tell a few of the people in the caravan park down the road from us that it's made of copper. It'll be gone in a matter of hours.
It'd be straight onto eBay.
Other ways of obtaining steel are available. just to try and make sure we don't alienate too many people.
Yeah, there goes all of our
caravan park listeners.
I'm going to go for
in Macedonia.
Yeah, I'm going to go for a record of how many people can I insult today. And seeing as we're about to start asking you about the Dibb, I have a feeling it may be a few more.
Nick, how about Disney Infinity 2.0? Is that something you're interested in?
Go ahead.
What?
Yes. Yeah, I know what's coming. Go on, go ahead.
Disney Infinity 2.0, ready to assemble infinite superheroes in Disney's interactive game. So it looks like they're bringing Marvel superheroes to Disney Infinity.
Well, if you saw the teaser video, if they didn't bring Marvel heroes, it'd be the worst 30-minute spot you've ever seen, because it just features Captain America's shield.
That's it.
Yeah, I feel really mixed about it, only because I still haven't really got to grips with the first one. like 1.0. It seemed a lot of fun, but obviously with other commitments, I don't get to play it anywhere near the amount that I would like to. And the fact that they're now putting Marvel superheroes in almost makes me mad.
Yeah.
To paraphrase an old segment of mine.
We haven't had one of those for a while.
No, aren't we all lucky for that? But
I'm still waiting for you to let me know.
Okay, I won't let you know now.
All right.
Unless we can stop for time, and I'll think of something. But yeah, I mean, it's potentially good news. The only thing that concerns me, especially when it's referred to as 2.0, does this mean we're going to have to buy another game? Or is it just that, this is going to be like the second wave of things? There might be a bit of downloadable content, but you won't have to buy a new starter pack. Because that's the only thing that annoys me with things like this, is that you buy one, and then a while later, you have to buy a new starter pack at £60, and the things don't work on this base. And
well, apparently they've upgraded it to work on the PlayStation 4. Is it?
Okay, yeah.
But they've also they're looking at a version for the Xbox One. So I mean, I've got mine on the Xbox 360. Why they're going back 359 versions, I have no idea.
I'm still waiting for it to come out for the Commodore 64.
Well,
any day now.
Yeah.
I've got my tape recorder.
Press play on the cassette tape. Wait for it to load.
I actually had a Commodore 64 with a floppy disk. Now, for those that don't remember floppy disks, so people at my kind of age, so we're talking, just under 30, a floppy disk to you was probably a 3.5-inch bit of plastic, which wasn't actually floppy at all. But with the Commodore 64, they had discs which were about double the size, and they were 5.25, and they were really floppy, really thin, and really floppy. So they were named floppy disks for a reason at one point. But of course, now we just all have memory sticks, so who cares? Yeah,
I often wonder about that whenever I make the joke about pressing play and record. It's like, how many people actually get the hang of pressing play and record at the same time now?
Yeah.
Oh, listen to the charts.
Oh, dear, oh, dear.
All done to cassette deck, all good fun.
Not advocating any form of piracy whatsoever, but if you want to record them on cassette, go ahead.
You're listening to the 70s podcast. Nick, Paul and Paul.
Also, now available on 8-track.
Do you know what? I might just... Oh, that's it. Anyway, if that's the news for today, I think it's time we question Rob exactly about this Dibb and this Dibbcast.
Can we go back to the news?
No. All the rest... spotlight pointed. It's a spotlight in the roof. Don't worry, I'm not going to shine it sort of Gestapo style in your face. Okay. Because... the glow
just reflect off my bald head.
I was going to go there, and I think I'm allowed to, having have the same haircut.
That's a haircut?
I have a haircut, yes, singular.
Once a year, whether I need it or not.
Or the other one is I still have all my own hair. I just keep it in a box under my bed. Dear, oh dear. Yeah.
Creepy.
Awkward. And there we go. Rob, so who do you have? You say it's a bi-monthly podcast. No, a twice-monthly podcast. So, twice monthly. You do one sort of general American parks, and then every second week is a half an episode.
Episodette. Yeah. Although it's gradually...
It's a full episode in its own right.
It's now mutating into its own episode. So first of the month we kind of focus on the American parks, and that's where the show started back in 4 years ago, as I say. And every first of the month that came out, and then around about 4 or 5 months later we introduced a 15th of the month show, which was just designed really to be 20 minutes long, just to keep us out of mischief. And now it's kind of bloated into an hour-long DLP sort of show, but we still talk about the American parks too.
Yeah, what's been happening? Keep it up. It's a good number. Keeps people listening every couple of weeks. So make sure they don't forget about you. So who is the cast members you have with you in Dibbcast Towers?
So there's Jeff Salt. So Jeff is our most senior, shall we put it that way, our most senior member.
and from the sound of it, if I remember right, a Londoner.
Well, he's from Harrow. He lives in Harrow now, but he's definitely from up north originally.
Right.
And then we've got James and Mel, husband and wife team, and they're from Wigan ostensibly. Two great people. James is an absolute coaster freak, and sometimes you could just take away the coaster and just leave it as the freak. And Mel is really the voice of calm through the whole proceedings, really. She's supposed to calm us down and to try and add a little bit of sanity. And then we have to have some representation from across the border.
Yeah.
And that's where Mr. Grant McNaughton comes in.
The rules say you have to have at least one Scottish cast member.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, you guys uphold that tradition brilliantly as well. And so that's where Grant comes in, when he's sober.
Grant's welcome here anytime he comes as well. If he wants to join in the pub singers karaoke night, that would be even funnier.
Oh, don't get him started, honestly. When he gets that sequin dress on, he'll never get down off of the piano.
Oh, dear. So how long have you... I mean, the Dibb... You guys don't... You're not responsible for the Dibb.
This
Dibb. I say that because I know you guys often refer to yourself as so-and-so. Your Blustery Day, and then you've got Jeffer and those guys.
Yeah.
I can't say that because I'm not allowed on it anymore. It's a long story.
Hug.
Yeah, it's a long story. So
it's not a long story at all. No. It's a very short story.
It's a very short story, actually. Yes, I don't. Yeah, I have a tendency to let my mouth run away with me and my fingers do the typing, and I think I may well have upset some people. But there you go.
Oh, well, there we are.
Yes,
and we move on, don't we?
Yes, it's
tumbleweed moment.
I've got that sound effect somewhere.
Yeah, plenty of those.
Oh, dear. So, I mean, you kind of have a niche. Again, you're like ourselves. You're very segment-based, where you'll do a brief history of one or two, or Jeff will do the history of one or two, a ride or an attraction of that nature.
Yeah. I think there's a subtle difference actually between the UK podcasts and so you've got Disney Brit yourselves.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, who are the
We've got dedicated
gosh,
to the
I was going to call them the mini mixes, not the mini mixes, but
yes, Disney Dream Girls now.
Yeah.
Thank you, Disney Dream Girls, as they are now. And it is very segment-based, whereas in the US, it tends to be more roundtable discussion, let's pick on one topic, let's have a chinwag and move on. And I think that's quite interesting in itself, that there's like two different styles. But we started off really just basing ourselves around a kind of a radio format, and it's developed, and we've stuck with it, really.
How did you start? Go back 4 years.
I was talking. Is this where the harp starts to play and we all start to shimmer?
I can do that sound effect too. but it's normally followed by I would have got away with it too if it wasn't for you pesky kids.
You pesky kids. So, picture it. Bournemouth, 2010. Was it 2010? I think it was.
That's mathematically 4 years-ish ago. Okay.
Must be 2010, if not slightly earlier than that, possibly. And the granddaddy of the UK podcast, Disney Brit, was there. But I was thinking, well, is there an opportunity for us to have something to voice a different?
Yeah.
So being a member of the Dibb, so I don't own the Dibb. None of us on the Dibbcast own the Dibb. We're just members. Some of us pay, some of us don't pay. Some of us have never paid. But I threw a message out on the boards, just like say, is anybody interested? And lo and behold, Jeff came back instantly. I mean, it was slightly disturbing, actually, how quickly he responded. He was like, oh, stalker. And James came back as well. And one of the original crew, Sue and co., those three guys came back. James really from a technical capacity at the time. And Jeff has had some previous history with Mr. Briganti, actually. He did some early recordings of Inside the Magic with Mr. Briganti and did some contribution there. Yeah, absolutely. So that's where we started out, and we just mucked around really for a couple of hours and like sent it as a pilot into the owners of the Dibb. And what we thought was a pilot was then published on iTunes before we knew it.
Yeah, we
sounds familiar.
Yeah, sounds faintly familiar. Yeah. So, I mean, it's gone through a few changes. You've settled on that. You do quite a bit of a new starters guide as well. I mean, primarily the Dibb is a source of information for a lot of people on their first trips. So it does seem to go like that. There's an old guard there as well, but it's.
And how old? I mean, I've been on the Dibb for 12 years, and I'm still talking to people. I'm just looking now, actually, and I mean, there's probably duplicates there, but it's actually tonight just tipped 79,000 members on the Dibb tonight. So that's not bad going, is it? No. God bless its soul.
No.
But yeah, there is an old guard. But I suppose when you're planning, and it is different, isn't it? But you're planning a UK Walt Disney World holiday to somebody who lives in the US. You know, the travel, the logistics, all of it is different. And so it's useful to have it with an English frame of reference, a British frame of reference.
It's a lot different between the 2 weeks and the 4 and 5 days.
Well, exactly. You look at European holiday rights, and you know it's like the French. It's that they have 8 weeks work, and the rest of it's off on holiday, isn't it? But the rest of us have. There goes your French listeners, by the way.
I think we lost those a few shows ago. When we started,
that's fine.
When we started about smoking and queuing.
But in the US, you know, it's not uncommon for 10, 15 days holiday as your annual allowance. So that in itself makes it a very different experience. And so I think there are some people who use, you know, there's the Diz, isn't there? The granddaddy of them all over in the US. And there's a sort of a UK sub-forum. And I think that's where the Dibb originally originated from, or at least a similar group to that. But yeah, 79,000 members.
That's a good number, definitely a good number. And you wonder how many of those are people that have never been and are still busy planning, because it seems to me there's a perpetual plan going on.
Well, there's two kinds of. I think there's two kinds of people that go on. Well, there's three actually. I think, and we've all been in the 3 different phases. The first time my wife and I went to Florida, we didn't know of anything because it was back in 2000. The Dibb didn't exist. So we just went. We read the brochure. We read the Thomas Cook brochure, turned up. I was like, what the heck are we...
Actually turned up at the holiday reps meeting.
Yes.
Why?
And then at the end, why have we done it? But then there's the other two, which is like, you know, the seasoned planners. And that's where James and Mel are really. You know, we have a running gab about, you know, laminating the plan. When it's laminated, then you're locked in. You've got to do the plan. And perhaps more the laissez-faire. No, sorry, yeah. Sorry, did I say it? Sorry. Would you like another drink? But there's perhaps the more laissez-faire. There's myself and Grant perhaps who perhaps plan less, and I suppose part of it's because we've been a few times now and we know what we're looking out for. There's still stuff that we haven't done. A couple of shows back, Grant kind of revealed he's never done the boardwalk. It's like, what? Yeah. You own a villa over there and you've never been to the boardwalk? But it just goes to show what a huge place it is.
That's true. So, brilliant. Well, right. Go on.
I was just going to say, you know, there is some good content on there, and I've certainly, you know, it's got a different feel to it from the Diz boards, which I've used for quite a long time. But I guess the Dibb it's got a few different angles in terms of like villa owners. There's a lot of UK-based villa owners, and
that's a good point, actually. So, yeah, there's a lot of there's a dedicated sub forum for villa owners, and you know you can search for villas on there as well. I think the demographics are quite different as well. So I think the 5 of us would be in a minority. To be fair, on the Dibb, it tends to be quite female oriented.
Yeah.
Yeah, and some of the threads do too. But we'll move on that one quite quickly.
We won't press you and get you into too much trouble.
The landlords would kick us out of the building, I'd have to say. But it's a really, really good resource. And I think the one thing is about the Dibb is that you've got the hardcore, Disney planners, but you do have the social side to it as well. So, you will get groups of Dibbers meeting up, doing their little like social groups, that kind of stuff, whether that's over in the parks or back home. And that's really nice, actually. That's good to see.
Right. Good. Well, you think we may have the wrong person with this, because I think Jeff might have to come back on and challenge you. But it is time for this week's episode of DisAfterMind.
Oh, no.
It is. You've got 2 minutes. 2 minutes to answer questions.
Really?
Yes.
As long as that?
Yes. And believe me, I think the 2 minutes might seem like about half an hour. But I promise you, I am timing it. Are you ready? Are you sitting comfortably?
You can win fame and fortune here, Rob.
Okay.
Yep. There's a leaderboard here.
There is a leaderboard, and by getting...
Oh, is there? What do I got to beat? Who have I got to beat?
Oh, don't worry. By getting none, you still go third on the leaderboard.
Oh, fantastic! Okay,
and
you'll beat Tom and me.
And you'll remain in the top. You'll remain in the top 10 for at least 7 more weeks.
I'm in with a shot.
Yes, you might go there. Are you ready? Here we go. Who is responsible for the death of Quasimodo's mother?
Sorry, no idea. Pass.
Okay. In the film Lady and the Tramp, what gift does Jim Deere give his wife?
Oh, I don't know. A ring.
Okay. What news in Sword in the Stone does Sir Pellinor announce?
Are these questions for real? I mean, how many movies I have no idea. Pass.
Okay. Where does Aladdin first meet the magic carpet?
Oh, Allied Carpets.
Oh dear. What's the name of the prince that wakes Sleeping Beauty?
Eric.
What is Bambi's first word?
Mother?
How many days does Ariel have to find her true love?
7. Pick 1 to 365, really.
I'm going to have to find an easy one. Which film begins with the song "Look Out for Mr. Stork"?
Look at Mr. Who?
Stork, as in margarine.
Oh, Dumbo.
Right.
Fine. Oh dear. In Lady and the
How
Tramp.
close to 0
in Lady and the Tramp, what sneaks into the baby's room when Lady is chained up outside? I've started, so I'll finish. I've been dying to say that.
Oh, wow. I don't know. There's so many things in my head that I'm not allowed to say right now for legal reasons.
We'll let you say that. I'll have to edit anyway.
Yeah.
Any answer?
I don't know. Somebody. Oh, a rat.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Here we go. We asked, who is responsible for the death of Quasimodo's mother? Your answer was, I haven't got a clue. The answer is Frollo.
What?
Frollo.
Yes, sir.
I thought it was Maggie Thatcher milk snatcher. people really hate her, so...
Yeah, true. In the film Lady and the Tramp, what gift does Jim Deere give his wife? Go on, anyone?
No puppy, isn't it? It's a puppy, isn't it?
It's a bleeding puppy.
Lady.
It's lady.
Yeah, lady.
It's not just a bleeding puppy, it's lady.
All right, then. In the Sword in the Stone...
It's a tractor. Oh, no, that's John Deere. Sorry.
Sorry, hang on, let me get a beer.
By the way, I need to go on mute when we're done this game. I'm giving too much positive encouragement when he gets a right answer.
There's a reason why. There's a reason why it's called DisAfterMind. I tell you.
What in Sword in the Stone? What news does Sir Pellinor announce? Your answer was again, no idea, that there's to be a tournament.
Wow, that was a thrilling scene from the movie, wasn't it?
Yes, there we go. Where does Aladdin first meet the magic carpet? Your answer was Allied Carpets. But, although they have got a sale on at the moment, it was actually in the Cave of Wonders.
Yeah, well, I was going to say. Oh, well, near, close.
Yes. We asked, who is the name of the prince that wakes Sleeping Beauty? It was Prince Philip, and not the Greek one.
Oh.
No, we had this conversation the other week.
We did. Have I already asked that question?
Wake up, you bloody woman.
No. We were talking, if you remember, I guess Katie was talking about the fact that Prince Philip was in the parade with a dragon.
Yeah.
And we had to specify that the dragon wasn't what
queen.
she was referring to as our beloved queen. Yeah.
Bambi's first word was not mother, it was bird.
What?
Yeah, exactly. Ariel has 3 days in which to find her true love.
Oh, for goodness sake.
It's no time, is it? No time at all.
But what sneaks into the baby's room when Lady is chained up outside? It is indeed a rat.
Get off. Really?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
And the song that begins with the song that begins with "Look Out for Mr. Stork" is indeed Dumbo.
Come on.
Well done.
You've gone into second place on the leaderboard.
Wow. I really don't know what to say.
Yeah. God bless Trivial Pursuit. Yeah. If anyone wants to go through the entire Trivial Pursuit Disney questions and get them, then you'll have an advantage, because that's where I get them from. Like I actually know.
Other board games are available.
Yeah, it's almost
thank you very much, Rob.
Yeah. It's almost like you actually listen to the podcast, Rob.
Another one.
Yeah, rather than just one or two to go, what have I got myself into? I better listen to them. Right. Thank you for that. On that note, whilst we just go for a quick break, it's time for the pub singer. I have no idea what he's... Yeah,
fantastic.
Minnie the barmaid has just pulled him off the bar and thrown him onto the stool. So, any minute now.
Nobody wants to be my friend. What's a donkey to do? Nobody wants to be my friend. Except for Winnie the Pooh. But that's all. Except for Winnie the Pooh, he's the only one. Nobody wants to be my friend. Nobody's sure.
Okay, please make him stop now.
That was moving.
Another classic from the club singer.
Yeah.
I'm just wiping a tear from my eye there.
Yeah.
Wow.
A few tears of mine.
I have no idea what
That wasn't a tear, that was spit. He doesn't have his teeth in again tonight. Damn it.
Oh, God.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, sorry. Gee
Yeah.
whiz.
Clear that out. Oh, sorry, it puts a lump in the throat, but I think that's bile. Okay. We asked some questions on Facebook to our Facebook friends and relations. He's gone a bit Winnie the Pooh again. Okay. What did we ask? We asked. Go on, Nick. You asked it, didn't you?
Well, kinda. So the question was, it's not a Walt Disney holiday. It's not a Walt Disney World holiday until I've eaten blank meal at blank restaurant or quick service restaurant.
And we've had a few replies. Not as many as we normally get, but that's not because we haven't done it, because it's just
that's actually because we asked the question rather late.
So we've got about 10 minutes of padding to do with this question.
Should we get the pub singer back on?
Yeah, we'll get an encore in a minute, or maybe one day we should do a karaoke evening.
Really, we shouldn't.
Maybe not.
The mouse's head. What have we had? Louise Waghorn, regular replier and supplier of material for the show. Thank you for keeping us going, Louise. She finds it not a Disney holiday until she's had a burger with all the extra toppings from Pecos Bills. I've seen pictures of Louise. Where'd you put it? That doesn't compute.
In the bin. I'm guessing. Because, I'm not sure where it goes either.
Extra toppings, that's what? Mushrooms, onions, guacamole. Pickles.
Pickle.
Mustard, ketchup.
Special sauce,
and
lettuce, cheese. So
perhaps she doesn't eat it. Perhaps she just puts all the toppings on. It's just a little hobby.
Yeah.
Just puts the toppings on and then leaves it.
Yes.
That's why she's so thin.
It's not a holiday until I've been in there and I've just made a burger. Left it. Took it outside and gave it to someone homeless. I was about to say hopeless. One of the two.
Are there a lot of homeless people sitting outside Pecos Bills?
Well, Mickey was for a long time. They had to move him into the town hall. He had to move into the town hall.
They're waiting for the parade.
Yeah. You're not allowed to take seats and shooting sticks in with you, but apparently blankets are okay. So, yeah, that's fine. And cardboard boxes. Lee Malaby from another podcast about some other park.
The Cypress Gardens podcast.
Yes. Yeah. Lunch at Starring Rolls. Isn't that in the Hollywood Studios?
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't expecting that, Lee.
No, that's
They've got fantastic cakes in there.
Yeah. What else we got? Someone else give an answer.
Kevin Curtis Allen said the Hawaiian sandwich at the Earl of Sandwich. And actually, you know what? That's one thing to kind of go off topic while staying on topic. And Earl of Sandwich...
Because that's what we do.
Yeah. Earl of Sandwich have changed a lot of their menu recently.
Yeah.
And put their prices up. Amongst other things, you can no longer have a cannonballs, or as they call it, cannonballs! !
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Or an all-American.
That's tragic.
I to be honest, the best thing in Earl of Sandwich is actually the brownies. They do the most amazing brownies. But yeah, I'm not a huge lover. But at the same time, I was quite surprised that they've got rid of. I think they got rid of about 4 or 5 sandwiches and put the prices up and made them smaller.
The meatball one's gone, is it?
The meatball one has gone. So Earl of Sandwich, it's not making me mad, but it's making others mad. So
it makes me mad.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
it's making me hungry. I've actually got a half-serious question, Nick. You appear, I don't know, you're probably wrong, but you appear to be the DLP expert here.
He's as close as we get to one.
I'm just waiting for the round of laughter.
No, he's as close as we get. Yeah.
But the menu at Earl of Sandwich at Disney Village, how different is that to the menu that you get down at Downtown Disney?
Well, funny enough, I've only ever been to the Downtown Disney one once, right. So I can't say 100%, but from what I remembered, it was very similar. And actually, my friends go to Earl of Sandwich nearly every day of their trip. Mm-hmm. And they said that not only is the menu very similar to the one in America, but also that the actual sandwiches themselves are very similar as well. So it will be interesting to see if they're going to make those same changes to the one in the village as well. I don't know if we mentioned it actually a few weeks ago, but the one, because we had one in London.
Yeah.
When Earl of Sandwich in London, but it's gone.
It's gone.
I can't remember if I mentioned it. If not, it's gone.
But the sandwiches in Downtown Disney were bigger than the ones in Disneyland Paris. Now, with this change, that may not be the same.
No,
they may have
be the same. Okay.
Yeah.
And unless, of course, Earl of Sandwich actually want to sponsor us, in which case, otherwise, I prefer Subway anyway.
To be honest, knowing who actually owns the Earl of Sandwich, they're not going to sponsor us, so it's fine.
Oh, fair enough.
Because Planet Hollywood also wouldn't sponsor us, so that's fine.
Look at that then.
Yeah, so screw your crappy little sandwiches. But your brownies are very good. So I will go in for those. But to be honest, I mean, did anyone actually go to the one in London?
No.
Well, there you go.
That probably explains an awful lot.
Well, right,
not that the three of us listening would have answered with, "Oh yeah, but we made all the difference."
So what happened was the last time we went to DLP, I can't remember if someone suggested the brownies or we saw them and thought, oh, they look quite nice, but we had them anyway and fell in love with them. I mean, we like brownies anyway, but these are exceptional brownies. So missing them, I decided, because I work for a company whose headquarters is quite nearby the location, I said, well, next time I have to pop into HQ, I thought it was a treat. I'd go in there and buy some for me and the wife. And I went in there on a Monday. It was near St. Paul's Cathedral. Yeah. I'd say maybe about 5 minutes walk away from there. But so the thing is, there are loads and loads of sandwich places around there, both chain and also, one-off sole traders. So the competition was fierce. You're paying £5 for a not very big, what was it, 6-inch sandwich? Right. That you're paying, a lot more money for than you can going down the road somewhere else that's pretty nearer to where your office is. And I went in there on a Monday afternoon. It must have been about 2 o'clock or something. So, just after the lunchtime rush, and there was no one in there. There was literally no one in there. And I went back about a month later, and it had gone. So I wasn't particularly surprised. To be honest, if you're going to open something like that, you want to open it a bit more centrally. That place would have cleaned up in Leicester Square.
No, it needs to be high footfall, doesn't it?
That's it. I mean, there's loads of stuff there. You've got stupid M&M World there, which is a terrible, terrible shop. Don't go. But the fact is, you say that shop is always busy because that's where the tourists are. Yeah. Bubba Gump Shrimp is opening up there in apparently a matter of weeks. But I walked past it recently, and there was still quite a lot of work to be done to it. So I reckon about May time, maybe June. But, that will open. And I reckon that will be successful because it's the first one in Europe. And also, it's right in the middle of the tourist town. So it's going to take off. But, Earl of Sandwich, where it was, isn't. I think they might relocate at some point, might try and make another stab at it. But, better location, guys.
I'm just looking at their website now, actually, and they're saying they are looking for new locations across the UK. So obviously, I don't know whether it was a pop-up shop that they just tried or they just didn't have the footfall. I don't know, but they're looking for more places.
When it comes to American chains over here, it's very weird. I was actually complaining about Taco Bell the other day to them. Yeah. I do it quite often. Because they open up.
When you're bored?
Yeah, I'll see what happens. Yeah, this is what I do. I was actually very excited. They opened the first Taco Bell in the UK again since relaunching. Very near to me, 20 minutes down the road to me, in 2010, I think it was. Mm-hmm. And the plan was to trial it out, successful, expand. So they opened that one up after that Beston opened, or the other way around. So they opened 3 stores in the UK. Nothing since. All still open. Keep plugging away on social media about how great they are, but there's only 3 stores. Five Guys opened up last June in London. There's now 8 in the UK. In less than a year, and more opening up as we speak. So I can't, I don't understand when these chains come over what their actual game plan is. Bubba Gump Shrimp, to me, I think they might try and open a few more in the UK if this one takes off in London. Yeah, but they're not going to be loads of them. But when you talk about fast food chains like a Taco Bell or a Five Guys or even a Wendy's, you can't just have a couple of stores in the UK. You've got to roll out.
It's whether or not they're all part of the chain or whether they're actually all franchised.
Yes.
And then individual owned, because a franchisee isn't going to go to a franchise show and go, Wendy's or Taco Bell, when I've got the money, I might as well have a McDonald's. Unfortunately.
Yeah. No. It's about that brand awareness, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Taco Bell is owned by Yum, and they were the ones that brought it over to Europe.
No.
Five Guys is conjunction with Five Guys and somebody who used to own Car Phone Warehouse, the same guy that was behind Best Buy. So that's even less reason. You thought if it's Taco Bell by Yum, the company that owns them, that would be one that really should expand. They've got loads of KFCs and stuff, but they've not bothered to. And yet Five Guys, it's not really, is only like part established by the original company. It's opening stores up left, right, and centre.
Yeah.
Very, very strange.
Strange. Okay.
Anyway, off topic, but
back to the topic at hand. There are two more answers. The first one, and I'm with Vicky on this one, the key lime pie at Sunshine Seasons.
Oh.
That's Vicky, well done, that's doing it properly. But down the bottom of the answers, Lisa, now, thank you for replying to us, and don't let my comedic insult put you off ever replying again. But a tuna salad sandwich at Columbia Harbour House. It's not a Disney World hashtag until you have a tuna salad sandwich. Go and sit in the corner and think about what you just said.
my wife actually was sorry to be really cool again. My wife. That's obviously how people still say it. When I posed this question to her, she said the answer that I normally say actually, which is a hot dog at Casey's Corner. Definitely true with Disneyland Paris. I'm not sure so much with Disney World, but definitely Disneyland Paris. And I said, well, you have to put it on the official Facebook page. And she said, no, I'm too lazy. So I'm doing it just out of kindness of my heart.
There's one obvious answer there which seems missing to me.
Yeah.
I would have expected Dole Whip to show up.
Yep.
I guess it's not a meal,
but we haven't given our answers yet.
No. I'm not going to go Dole Whip now.
Is yours a Dole Whip?
No, it's a cannonball sandwich.
With the exclamation mark.
Yeah.
August is going to be very slow for Mr. Dolan.
If I was going to answer it, I would have to go with without a meal at Tepanido, whatever it happens to be. It's just the act of the chefs doing their Tom Cruise with hot food.
Yeah.
Is that the tagline?
Tom Cruise with hot food, yeah.
That should be their tagline.
Yeah, it should be. That's a good one. I like that one. I'm going to patent it.
Yeah, why not? Put it on a t-shirt.
Cocktail 2, Brian Brown and Tom Cruise flipping food about.
Wearing shades.
Yeah.
So I think I would say Mum's home fried chicken at 50s Primetime Diner would be my ideal first meal.
Just don't put your elbows on the table.
That's right. Be respectful to your neighbours. Say hello to your cousins. I really love the theming in there. I know it can be very hit and miss for people. But I was on a side note. Somebody the other day on another set of balls. It wasn't a Dibb, but asked a question about where they should eat at Disney World in Hollywood Studios specifically, and quite a lot of love for the ABC commissionary.
Really?
Well, I used to like that when they had the chicken curry.
Yeah,
but that went the same way as the bloody cannonball.
Oh no! The bloody cannonball's still available. It's just a regular cannonball.
Yeah, but it sounds so much better when a Scotsman says it.
I mean, I didn't know anyone like that place, in all honesty.
No,
What, ABC?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only reason why I liked it. I did like the chicken curry.
Again, quick service. There's plenty of other places where you would sit down, but that's kind of the counter service is lacking behind their 50s prime time and their sci-fi dine-in and the Brown Derby, which is my favourite restaurant in the parks at the moment. But I wouldn't say it was a Disney World holiday without missing it. But yeah, go on, Rob.
I'm going to go back to Sunshine Seasons actually. So I'm going to have a slice of that key lime pie afterwards. But Actually, it's a bit left of field because I'm not a vegetarian, but the grilled vegetable sandwich that you get at Sunshine Seasons is amazing. Absolutely love that. So it's nice to have as something different from your usual crap that you eat, which is like the chicken strips and the burgers and stuff like that. It actually, it's still clearly it's covered in cheese, deep fried and layered with lard.
Yes.
So you feel as though you're having something fresh
and healthy.
Yeah, exactly. So you can pat
vegetables.
yourself on the back in the safe knowledge that you're still intaking a huge, vast quantities of fat, but at least with one of your 5 a day. But it's a really nice sandwich, actually. So that's a must-do.
Fantastic. Right, well, before we leave, we have had a couple of comments. Stuart Miller, who I believe is a Liverpool fan, judging from his Facebook image. Why don't you guys comment on the fantasy football league you set up? It would be nice for the top spot to be mentioned. And there's a reason why he mentions that.
Is it because he's in the top spot?
Yes.
Just a shot in the dark?
It would be. Well done, Stuart. Keep it up. There will be a prize at the end of the season.
Good goal, Stuart.
Well
done.
Yes. Golf clap. But that's, I think that's nearly time, gentlemen, please.
If you give me a second, I can actually give an update to that because I was quite lonely on the league for quite a while, but I did actually manage to pick up a bit of speed. So it's actually got nothing to do with the fact that I've been neglecting, just the fact, we've kind of not had time on the shows through. So, and also the fact that I'm not top, so I'm not bothered. No, I'm joking. And also, as well, we should really give some shout outs to the fact we've actually had a few reviews this week on iTunes as well.
Far away. Yes, we should.
Drunk on Disney gave us a 5-star review.
Good boys.
So give it a spin. You'll love it. Good Disney chat. Now, the only thing I would say, obviously, thank you ever so much. The only thing, they took a screenshot of them writing the review.
Yeah.
With the 5 stars, but I can see that it hadn't actually been submitted. So, every chance he did that, and if you actually got on iTunes,
just being taunted with
like everyone else does. Yeah. We don't deserve it, really. So, no, thank you. I'm assured that you haven't done that, and I appreciate it as we all do. So, thank you very much for doing that. The Disafterdark lead, I'm actually 10th, which is lovely. Which makes me exactly 10 out of 29, so I can't really complain there. No. But yes, Stuart Miller is number 1. Chris Buckingham, Dave McBride 3, Del Buckingham 4, Ahmed Saluji. I hope I pronounced that right. If not, Paul's doing it. Jack Buckingham as well. People called Buckingham doing really well in this league. Barry Connell. Who actually he recommended these Desperado Verdes, so I've got him to blame for having this awful drink in my gob this evening. Neil Gothrup and Richard Thompson is number 9 before my 10, just outside Mark Peter of dedicated DLP as well. So
keep it going. A few games left.
All to play for. Can anyone catch up? Well, actually, the top 2 spots is 3 points in it.
Cool. Well, we'll keep that on. Fantastic. Okay, well, that's it. Minnie has called time, gentlemen, please. If they do want to contact us, we've mentioned it once, let's do it again.
Yep, so they can visit our shiny website at www.disafterdark.com or email us at podcast@disafterdark.com.
Or find us on facebook.com/disafterdark, Twitter @disafterdark, or macechat.com.
YouTube under Disafterdark Podcast, Instagram, wherever else you happen to find us. Feel free to contact us.
The end of your road.
Yeah. You Bebo, MySpace, probably still, although we haven't checked them for a long time. I must check, see if anyone's actually left us some kind of messagey thing on those.
Ask Jeeves, Google Plus. And once again, a final plug for yourself, sir.
Yes.
Yeah, thanks, chaps. You can find us at Dibbcast.com, Dibb. Tom, also at the mothership forums, which is the Dibb, THEDIBB.co.uk. We're on Facebook / Dibbcast, and our Twitter handle is at Dibbcast.
Stay in contact, and hopefully, once you get back and tell everyone in Dibbcast House we weren't quite as scary and aggressive down the pub. It's not a scary place to be. They're always more than welcome to pop in and visit.
Well, it's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure coming here, guys. Thanks ever so much, seriously.
No
and
Thanks,
you're
Rob.
more than welcome to pop up to Dibbcast Towers anytime. It would be good to... Nick, we need to get you on to talk about Vinylmation sometime, because I know we give it some stick, and you need to redress the balance, mate.
You know, all I can do, I don't know if I can redress the balance, but I can just try and level the field. That's all I aim to do.
Well, good luck with that one.
Fantastic. Okay, gentlemen. Yes, that's it from us. See you all in a fortnight. That's 2 weeks.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Growing older is mandatory. Growing up is optional. Disafterdark, the podcast that's nearly the same as all the others.
And we're out.